Hi there again. So I wanted to talk to you about grapefruit oil. This has been one of my great discoveries this winter. I love grapefruit oil in my water. Makes it taste great, and I love to eat grapefruits. It's the season for grapefruit. And so what is it about grapefruit that would be something that I want to use it as a breathing or an energy exercise? And what I discovered is that grapefruit makes me feel like surrendering to myself. So as where citrus bliss makes me feel like pieces of myself coming all together and I'm one big whole again, grapefruit makes me want to surrender to who I really am. And this is really important because we often don't even surrender to colds. It's a time of year where people get flus and colds, and what we do is wish we didn't have them. What if we surrendered them to them instead? So what we're going to do is we're going to take a drop of, it's sometimes hard for me to get one. I get two because it's nice and liquidy. And I'm going to do your typical hands over your nose and mouth. Three times. Okay, so when I breathe that in, it's a nurturing feeling. And what I want to do is talk about maybe where you aren't surrendering. So how you can use either breathing with the oil or just even breath work to focus on where you aren't feeling like you're surrendering. So we're going to use the deep inhale and deep exhale, the slowed down version. So in 1, 2, 3, out 1, 2, 3. And we're going to do this softly and gently, and we're going to see where we might feel tension in our body. So you're breathing. Inhaling and exhaling even counts, starting at 3 and then getting longer if you care to. Softening yourself. There's a softening, surrendering feeling when you breathe in grapefruit oil. Now the next time you breathe in, whatever count you're at, 3 or 4, I want you to start to see where the breath doesn't go. So try to breathe into your whole torso and back. We'll start there. There could be other parts. You could breathe into your legs and your feet, but we'll start there. So what I notice on my back is that from the top of my back here to about my mid back on the right side, it doesn't seem to get as much air as the left. So there's some tension going on. So I'm going to ask my body, I'm going to ask myself to surrender and breathe more deeply or more directed breath into these areas. See what happens. Okay, so what happened when I did that was I felt the location in the mid back, I popped rib the other day, of that area that didn't get the breath. So I started breathing into it, and when I surrendered to it and it started to soften, my awareness dropped down into what we call my sit bone. That region actually where the sacrum goes into the pelvic area, and then at the very bottom where you sit on them, they're called sit bones. I started to feel that whole region from sacrum to there, and I started breathing into that. So what have I not been paying attention to? How have I not been using my body? How have I been in front of my body and not in communion with my body? And my body is the greatest translating instrument for our infinite being, right? Everybody's body is the translating instrument for their infinite being. What am I not being? What am I not doing? What am I not surrendering to about myself? That if I did that, these would let go. And I really do feel that. So 1 drop of of grapefruit oil might not be enough. You could do 2, or you could do it again. You know, maybe you need a little bit more as you do this. So rubbing, breathing. So I increase my count to 4. And the breath is in the nose and out the nose, just like with balance. So this allowed me to connect to where my body was feeling pain and tension. And now actually I feel it on the other side, because breathing into that area and surrendering to myself in this area, I really noticed a shift. So I'm going to try it on the other side. My count has lengthened because the more I breathe, the more it's easier for me to breathe. So I'm up to 5 or 6 now. And I feel my body letting go on the other side. So you might have a pain in your neck, your shoulder, your arm, your hand, wherever it is. I just happen to have them in my right side of my back, and you start to feel the connections. So I hope this helps you, because grapefruit is fabulous. Okay, and I really do like using it as a breathing, surrendering thing, even if all I do is put a drop in and breathe 3 times to surrender to myself, like before I get cooking for the family or something like that after a day. All right, let me know how it goes.